You know, most animes today that have this garbage style animation are not actually bad because the story is terrible. The reason for this is because the intention, the love, the care is gone. And if you look to animes we adored between 2000 to like 2013 and 14, very few of them had this flashy style of animation that a lot of people might attune to good styled animation. But what they had was actually what I would call serious attention to detail. There was care in the animation style. Every scene had intentionality. Every scene had a purpose. Every movement wasn't just wasted. And I wasn't just in like a PowerPoint slideshow, as we would say. But right now, a lot of these animes that are coming out feel rushed. They feel like a quick cash grab. And this disparity reminds me so much about a football match I watched while I was still rather very, very young, a child actually. And that was the match between Barcelona and Arsenal. I can't really remember the year, but what I can remember vividly is that Samuel Eto'o was still in Barcelona player, and that was a Champions League match. And what was the difference I saw? I wasn't supporting any of the teams. I'm not a football fan and all of that. But when I watched Barcelona play, it struck me so bad because it felt like I was watching a story. I wasn't just watching a football match. I wasn't just watching people kicking balls on the field. It felt like every step, every pass, having a story to tell. Every movement was so poetic. It felt like I was looking at the history of a team and all the hurdles they overcame to get to where they are. And even the individuals moved like they had a story to tell. None of them felt like they came to do a job. They felt like they came to give themselves to the game. And it's nothing to take away from Arsenal. Arsenal just felt like talented men just coming together and getting the job done. And even if Arsenal won that match, which they didn't, I would have still fallen in love with the way Barcelona played. It was beautiful. And this disparity is what I will attune to how animation used to be and how animation is turning out now. And don't forget, I am not saying that there's still not good animation, but the ratio is getting lesser as time goes on. Old animation felt like the way Barcelona felt to me at that moment. Everything was like the writers were, or the animators were in love with the story, and they wanted to express every essence of that story. But right now it just feels like people who know how to animate are just coming together, just getting the job done, getting their paychecks and getting out of there. It feels like love has died, and it's sad. Because this past week I visited the Olumo Rock with my wife, and when we went around, especially when we also saw the Nikkei Art Gallery at the base of the Olumo Rock, the nature, the art, the beauty I saw around me reminded me of the care in nature, the symphony of nature. Even though nature can be quite chaotic, there's still a beauty in it. And even seeing artists express their beauty in their pieces, it made me sad because the very thing that made me fall in love with art itself, which is anime, is slowly losing its own beauty. There is beauty when something ages, like fine wine, and like a man looking upon his wife and knowing that even though I'm seeing wrinkles on her, it's more or less like every wrinkle has a story to tell of the years they have been together. For anime right now, it's just turning into something wherein I cannot recognize it anymore. I'm hoping it won't get to a point where anime becomes distasteful because everybody's just concentrating on the business and pushing out as much as possible they can so that they can maximize profit. Because one thing I've learned from business is maximizing profit doesn't necessarily mean the product has to be amazing. It just has to bring in the profit. And I'm hoping anime won't get to that point just because it's mainstream. I'm hoping there are still writers, there are still animators out there who would pour their love into their craft. And I'll be able to watch and see wonderful stories that will bring tears to my eyes and will make me feel things that are quite rare. So yeah, thank you very much and see you later.
Nothing never happened.